A momentous day on Utah's Capitol Hill.
They are all here
For the Native American community to celebrate the first piece of legislation that recognizes May 5th as Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women Day. But in the crowd, Danae Shondine knows there's a lot more that needs to be done. These silhouette cutouts that became the default symbols for the MMIW movement were designed by her. To understand where her pain and trauma came from, Shondine's mother, Sandra Lee, escorted us down to Fort Defiance, Arizona, located in the Navajo Nation reservation where she was born and raised.
She loved music, she loved to dance, she loved to sing.
Priscilla is Lee's older sister who was murdered more than 3 decades ago.
Well, this is the house that we lived in when my sister was murdered.
It was January 1984 when Priscilla and her mom were ambushed by a man unfamiliar to both of them with a gun. During the scuffle, her mom hid Priscilla's baby from the gunman.
My mom recalls my sister begging this man, I have money in the house. What is it that you want?
The gunman drove off with Priscilla and left her mom to die.
I still had the deep sense that there was really something wrong.
Her family found baby Samantha unharmed due to the fact she never cried during the attack. Lee's mother survived, but Priscilla did not. Lee took us back to the site where Priscilla's body was found. 35 years later, she's still in disbelief that someone could do something so horrific to her sister.
And the guy would chase her and follow her, wandering and looking for her, and you could see a scuffle happen in the snow. You could see where she would escape again, and he would wander searching for her.
FBI investigators never solved Priscilla's case. Her mother believed the man who killed her was not of Native American descent. Experts say rates of violence on Native American reservations can be 10 times higher than the national average. Priscilla's murder is one of 506 MMIW cases that have remained unsolved nationwide, which is likely an undercount because of poor data collection.
The FBI, US DOJ, have not prosecuted a large number of cases, most cases happening on the Navajo Nation. And that's, there's something happening there.
Experts and advocates say multiple reasons contribute to the epidemic, such as lack of law enforcement on reservation land, delays in response times, and the inability of tribal courts to prosecute non-Native offenders.
A non-Indigenous person can go onto reservations, murder somebody, leave, and get away with it.
The epidemic spans nationwide and also impacts the 71% of Indigenous women who live in urban cities.
They may be trafficked, they may be brought to the city by someone who they thought had their best interests and then was sold to do sex trafficking.
According to the Urban Indian Health Institute, Salt Lake City ranks as the 9th highest city in the nation for MMIW cases. Utah ranks as the 8th highest state. That's why advocates like Francisco Nez say it's time for state officials to create a database and task force to start looking into the epidemic. Priscilla's daughter Samantha, now 34 years old, can only remember her mother through her stories and beautiful portraits. Shondine never had the chance to meet her aunt, but that doesn't mean it eases the pain of losing her.
I look at pictures of her and, my family always talked about her and how beautiful she was. And my oldest sister is named after her. And, I can feel her.
Whether or not they ever find closure, Lee and Shondine won't stop feeling the conversation until they start seeing justice being served.
I will not go missing. I will not be murdered. I need people to take real action.